Did you see that there are rumors that they're remastering Horizon Zero Dawn? Yeah. It's one of those things where I look at, and I hope the development team, when they got like assigned to do this, like John Sony walked up to them and said, hey, we're going to be remastering Horizon Zero Dawn. I hope like somebody on the team got up and said like, you know what, this is a waste of my fucking life and everybody's time, and they just quit right there. I think that's about like the level of like shit anybody should give about that, because like I don't understand the point. Sony's been on this, well, it's not just Sony, there's other people doing it too, but there's like this weird thing going on where everybody's remastering their games, but like it's either a game somebody wanted remastered but then they don't do it correctly, or it's a game that nobody wanted remastered because it's still on like consoles people own, and they're porting it to a console most people don't own. So what's the point? I don't know. The original's already on Steam. It's already like there's no reason for this. I don't know. I wish we had more people making original ideas. Oh, that also came out today. The Horizon Zero Dawn news I saw today. You know what also happened today? UFO50 came out. That shit's fucking baller. It's the best shit. It's not perfect. You have to be a little retro brain to appreciate it. But I also think it should be used as like an indoctrination tool to make people retro brained. It's the gamer's agenda. Everybody will eventually be playing fucking ZX Spectrum games, and everyone will be fucking happy about it. And no, it's really fucking good. UFO50 is great. There was this time in gaming called Not the Modern Day, where from the 80s, not say from like the beginning of like console or PC gaming. Technically PC came first. I'd say from like the beginning of gaming up until around the mid 2000s, where games were experimental. A game came out and it was trying something new. The developers wanted to try something new. They were experimenting. They were fucking around. And it was really cool. You had weird games that like you'd never see nowadays. Mostly because like, I don't know, you saw experimental games. People were trying different shit. And it was always really interesting to see. And, the 90s and 2000s were kind of the peak of this. It's when games were really cheap and easy to make, and developers were just pumping out games, sometimes multiple a year, sometimes one a year, but just like getting shit out. And so everything was unique and different and like experimental. Most of like our current formulas came from that era of refinement and experimenting. I guess like the first half of 2000s is kind of refinement. People learn, like we experimented all that time from like the 80s and 90s. Now we're refining in the 2000s, but it was still experimental. We still got weird stuff, still got awesome stuff. And then sometime around after the PS3 came out, everything kind of just stopped. There was the occasional like low budget, interesting experimental game, but like in comparison to everything else, there was like none. That used to be the normal, and now there's like boring and safe is the normal. That's even more true now. There's like so much just boring shit. Oh boy, COD 30 trillion. I bet it plays like COD 30 trillion -5. Yup. That's a game I'm gonna spend my money on. I don't know, fucking a new hero shooter came out. Looks like the other hero shooters that came out. Nice stuff, guys. I don't know. It's dumb, but UFO50 stands out, and I want to talk about it. It has all these weird games. It's meant to be like a fake console library. It's supposed to, in my mind, it's kind of like the experience of downloading a ROM set from, and then just fucking around. I grew up doing that shit. I grew up with a Wii. A Wii we got off of like a selling site, a neighborhood selling site. My parents did. And the guy who had it before us had modded the shit out of it. And he had put basically every NES, every SNES, every Genesis, some N64, and like all those games on emulators just in there. So when I was younger, I just had access to all this shit. So one of my favorite pastimes became just fucking around in old retro libraries. And that's something I've like held on to. I think that refined my tastes in gaming, was being able to just have unlimited access to a huge library and just play and experiment with whatever. And I think that helped me find what I like. There are a lot of people who, just like, oh yeah, I play COD, oh, I play hero shooters, oh, I play extraction games, oh, I play roguelikes. And they're just like, that's all they play. They refuse to like experiment or like go outside of their little bubble. Like, Persona fans, no, I just play Persona. And then, oh, maybe they'll play Yakuza, but mostly they just play Persona and they like know nothing about actual video games. Nada. Like nothing. They won't even like play the old Megami Tensei games, you know, the ones that were actually cool, you know, the hipster shit. No, they only play like Persona, and that's gay. But no, I feel like if more people had access to like giant libraries of just weird shit that they could experiment with and kind of explore themselves, shit would be so much better. And UFO50 is kind of, I've spent 10 hours with it, and it came out this morning, just for reference. It came out this morning. I've already spent nearly 10 hours in it, just playing its games. UFO50, I think, is like a good platform for that now. It's a good platform for people to like, just, you know, fuck around. Play a bunch of different games, see which ones they like, which ones they don't like, and then, you know, kind of get a better, like, scope for what they do and do not like in gaming. I think it's pretty good. Although, if you play the beat 'em up and you don't like it, trust me, as someone who does actually like beat 'em ups it's pretty shit. The beat 'em up in UFO50, it's pretty bad. I'm sorry for whoever made that, but it's pretty fucking shit. I know it's trying to be like River City ransom page or whatever, but that one's not very good either. I don't know. It's not good. Yeah, but even like the shmups, the shmups aren't amazing. As someone who likes shmups, the shmups aren't amazing, but you know, they're pretty good. The car one, that is like the first shmup I have seen ever that makes like momentum on the player ship like a mechanic that doesn't piss me the fuck off. Usually when people add momentum into their shmups, it's like instant, I don't want to fucking play this. This is annoying to play. It sucks. It's shit. Don't put momentum in your fucking shmup. It's annoying. Don't do that. But you know, this one with the car, like makes it a mechanic where you got to charge and it's kind of designed around it. It's like, I'm not wishing that they didn't add momentum because, you know, they designed around it correctly, but this is like the one in a trillion scenario. Don't go making a shmup thinking you can add momentum correctly. Don't even fucking try. All right. I don't want more of those. Those suck. Just be normal, please. No, but, there's some good shit. There's like the auto-scrolling ninja platformer that reminds me of like this one arcade, like, platformer I played with, like that was like a hack and slash. It was really cool, but it kind of reminds me of that. There's good platformers. The thing is, you're gonna notice a lack of like normal fundamental games in this. Usually you'd expect like, oh, the Mario analog, oh, the Zelda analog, oh, this plays like Mario Kart, like, oh, and this one's supposed to play like Contra. But then you can see on the surface some of those, but then you actually dig into them and it's like, oh, this one that's meant to be like Contra is like weird and experimental and trying different ideas than Contra was. Or, oh, this one that seemed like Zelda is actually more like fucking like Rogue. The thing where the roguelike term comes from, this is more like Rogue. What the fuck this is? It's all randomly generated shit. That's weird. And one of the other like Zelda top-down looking ones is a fucking cookie clicker, which I don't know why the fuck that's there, but whatever. No, there's like none of them are like normal. None of the shmups are there's one shmup that's kind of like a caravan, kind of like something that Compile would make, but that's about it. Everything else is like weird, and even the golf game. Dude, the fucking golf game is awesome. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like the most fun I've had playing golf. It's like he captures like the feeling of what it was like watching Dan and Aaron, you know, of Game Grumps play fucking Kirby golf. But like, this is like that, but like actually that fucking good. Dude, paying the whatever the fuck it's called, the golf one. That shit is so fucking fun. I was like doing runs over and over, just trying to get better, you know, better holes. It was so good. It was so fucking good. There's so many good ones. There's like a strategy game. It's like a real-time turn-based thing. It's wild. It's kind of like a really fucked up checkers, and I love the shit out of it. And then there's that strategy game that's, you know, you have to place the bomb. It's more like a puzzle game, but the bombs, you have to give them chain reactions, and that shit is, I've never played anything like that. This shit's so fun. And then there's like man, I'm trying to like think off the top of my head because there's just so many. There's so many fucking good games in there. I could go. I'm not scripting this. Scripting this would be fucking gay. I need you guys to hear the excitement in my voice. I need this to come from the soul. There's just so much good fucking shit in there, dude. There's like a racing game that's like a spin-off of like one of the first games they make in like the fake console plotline. You know, they make this like weird precision kind of like that old helicopter game you used to play on the fucking flip phone. I don't even remember what it was called. But it's like that, but like a racing game, and you can play with people, and it's fun. It's awesome. I love it. And then there's the fucking... Oh, and then there's like a RTS. I don't know how the fuck they got an RTS to like play with only 2 buttons, but it works. It does. It like does things. It RTSs. It's not the most complicated. You know, I've been on like an Age of Empires 2 stint. I've been getting into that. That shit's fun. But this like Ant RTS is like, so I don't know how they got it to work, but it does for like quick little RTS-esque sessions. It's so good. There's a tower defense game. Oh my fucking God. I was like, how the fuck are they gonna get a tower defense game to work with 2 buttons? They did. They gave you like this unit to like go around and like you are a unit. You can upgrade yourself and then you can place units and you can do this all while the fucking thing's happening and you're kind of encouraged to. Because if you place the chickens before the round end, you can get the chickens cooked or whatever. Fuck, man. It's so cool. And you like where you are on the stage, you can like kind of move around and kind of be where you need to be for the battle to happen. And then it gets really hard. That's another thing. All these games are fucking hard and like a good hard. I mean, some of them are easy. Like to be fair, the shmups aren't very hard. As a shmup player, the shmups aren't very hard. But the games kind of like they explore themselves to the fullest. They don't handhold. That's the thing. You do not learn how to play these games. You play them to learn them. Like just by playing, you learn how to play them better. You sort of start to intuitively understand the design language of the game that you're playing. And it works so well in that fashion. You just play a game for a while and you start to understand all these things. So when I'm like playing with a friend, I was playing like co-op shit with my roommate and I was like explaining all this shit and I realized like, where did I learn this? Oh, I didn't learn it from anywhere. I just learned it by playing. It's just something I came to naturally understand about the games I was playing because it's just so well designed. This is the kind of shit you can do when you have like a focused, tight design. You can't really do that like in modern games where you have like 50 crafting systems and there's this idle system and there's these all RPG mechanics and there's all this other bullshit that I don't give a fuck about. Okay. But games like this, they're like so focused. They're trying to do their thing and they do their one thing and that thing has depth and like meaning. Like these games are simple, yes, but they have so much depth. All of them, like I've been playing them and they all have like layers and layers upon what you can understand about them and like what you can dig into and the nuance behind their systems. It's so great. It's so awesome. There's like this tile-based, turn-based strategy game that is unlike anything I've ever fucking played. And me and my buddy were doing like verses in it. And it was so... like as we were playing, we were just realizing there was more and more layers to the nuance of how you could set up your moves and stuff. And just, man. And there's 50 of these fucking things. There's 50 of these games. You get 50 of them for like fucking $20. I don't know what the hell you want out of gaming. If you're like a person who actually gives a shit about like video games, like not like a gamer, but like you care about like the artistry, like you care about games as art, you care about games as a hobby. This is like, you cannot live without playing. Yeah, some of them are a little like hard to get into. There were a couple that I just bounced off immediately, like that one that's trying to be like a dinosaur game or whatever. Fucking this one on screen right now. Yeah, that one I didn't play I just saw the first screen and I was like, yeah, whatever. So I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it's all super easy to get into. It is. I'm pretty sure if I sat down and played it, I'd learn things about it just by playing, but I'm not gonna lie to you and say there isn't some that I didn't bounce off immediately. The horse racing one, I bounced that one off that one too. So yeah, there's going to be some stinkers. There's going to be some that you don't vibe with, that aren't your thing. I certainly did. I think only those 2 that I mentioned though were ones that like I didn't fuck. And the point and click and the RPG. I didn't really play those. I didn't feel the need to. But everything else, there's just so many games. There's 50 of these fucking things. I guarantee you there's more than one that you're gonna fucking love and at least 5 that you're gonna appreciate and enjoy. It's so nice that like this exists. For the longest time, I'm an indie developer myself. For the longest time, I was saying indie developers should tighten their focus. Make a game that takes like 6 months to a year and just release it. Like make a game that's tight, focused, short, and doesn't take very long to develop and just do that. I'm not saying that's what this is. This apparently took a very long... the UFO50 apparently took a very long time to make. But I'm saying indie devs should do that. Now, then here comes UFO50, which is essentially 50 of those... games that are tight and focused and simple, and it's so nice. More indie devs should take note of this. Like, I'm not saying everyone should make their own collection of 50. That's a big undertaking. But, I just did this recently before this game came out. Like, I took 48 hours and I made a little beat 'em up. And it was really satisfying as like a developer to just like make something that I knew I could finish really quickly and just enjoy the fact that I made it and then I got to experiment with ideas, right? I'm saying developers should do that. Indie developers should be making short games. Pseudo Regalia, if I remember correctly, only took like a year to make. And that was like the best Metroidvania I've played. Probably the best 3D platformer too that I've like played in forever. It was so good, but it was like tight and focused. There was no superfluous mechanics. There was no extra bullshit added on. It was just the game that it was. It knew what it wanted to be, and it just did that. Focused. And that's what UFO50 makes me so like happy about, is that it's just games. I'm not going to call them little, because some of them are not little, but they're focused. They're tight. They know what they're doing. They're not always short, but they're like, they got the blinders on. They only look forward in the best way possible. They got their eye on the prize. They know what they're doing. They know what they are, and they just execute. And it's so good. I love like almost all of these games. You have to go buy this now. You do. Maybe like wait for a sale, or if you're like poor. I'm poor. I probably shouldn't have bought this at the time I did, because I'm like struggling right now. But, go try it. Go share a library with the friend that has it. Fucking if you consider yourself like an enjoyer of video games whatsoever, you owe it to yourself to play this. You owe it to yourself to like give a shit for a modicum of a second and just like try some of these. That experience of just fucking around and playing weird games and seeing what you like and don't like. It's so valuable. It's so interesting and important, I think, as like a balanced person to do that. So you can like form your opinions and broaden your horizons and focus and see what you like and what you don't. It's so cool that this exists. I am like, as someone who considers himself like a ascended gamer in terms of opinions, this is really important. This game is very important. This is like game of the year without competition, I think. This game is very important. It means a lot to gaming as a medium that things like this exist. I don't know, I'm getting poetic. I'm getting I'm getting fucking pretentious. I know, but it's cool, and I can't stop gushing about it. This last segment has been repetitive, but I'm gonna wrap it up, because if I sit here, I'm going to talk for fucking ever. I've locked myself in a little gamer closet with my microphone, staring at my memo app on my phone with my microphone hooked up to it, because I just need to get this out. I need to get this emotion out, this feeling that, games are gonna be okay. This is like an important game that proves that games can be fucking good if people just focus their priorities and their time. They don't waste their fucking time remastering dumb bullshit that came out 2 years ago, right? Or making indie games that need a million superfluous mechanics, then you're able to pet the dog and you're able to, oh, did you know there's a crafting system? It's called Poop Fartic McShittis III. In my ultimate RPG, I spent 6 months since 6 years. I spent 6 years of my life working on Poop Shittis McFartis the RPG. You can pet the dog and there's a crafting system and all that. No, don't fucking do that. That's a waste of your life and everyone else's. Sorry to shit on indie devs, but you guys do that I'm an indie dev too. We do this way too fucking often. We make dumb bullshit nobody gives a fuck about, right? Just filling it with like a checklist of things the gaming Reddit will like. That's stupid bullshit. Find one idea, dedicate a short span of time that you can finish to it, and just make shit. That's like my advice to indie devs as an indie dev. Give yourself a small amount of time and a simple idea, flesh it out, and just make a video game, dude. Not everything needs to be fucking Stardew Valley or like whatever. Not everything needs to be this super complete 3 million hours $20 indie game. You can make like a fucking $1 to $3 focused game that's just there for the sake that you made it, an experiment, something that's cool. It's important that games like that exist. Yeah, I really need to wrap it up. I've been sitting here for fucking ever. My back is starting to hurt against this fucking wall. But yeah, that's my final message is if you're a gamer, go out and play games. Go play short, experimental, weird games. Go download fucking ROMs from the internet, like full ROM sets, like to where you don't know what's in it, and just browse and just try shit. Even if it's like for 30 seconds, just go try shit. And if you're an indie developer, go and make short, focused, cool shit. I know that's what game jams are for, but not every, I don't do game jams personally, but just go make small shit and release it. They're for like $2 to $3. Something that you're gonna release that's like small and focused. Just go play games and go make games. That's my message to the world. Video games are the best art form ever. They are art. That's not even an argument. Fucking video games are the best art form, and people should go engage with it. And they should go make and engage with and play that shit because it's awesome. That's what I have to say. Good fucking night. See ya.